Hi, this is another one of my aquaponic updates. I know it hasn't been quite a week since my last one yet, but I got a little impatient and I pulled one of the ears of corn out just a little bit ago, and I added a little bit of my sulfate of potash to it. So I thought I'd just document today so that I'd have it on record. Okay, so the front end of the sponge gourd plant over here is just died and wasted away. Yeah, no fruit came out of that, and this bit of it is doing all right. What's positive is that you can make out there's a fruit stem over there and it's developing quite nicely. Yeah, it's going to probably be the first piece of fruit that the plant actually settles. It's not being eaten, it's getting nice and fatter. The flower is still there, so I'm very positive about that. I just spotted that today in its full form, and the end of it has died here. The bit over here that was developing, yeah, the flowers, the top flowers got munched. The bottom one is still there, and I have few hopes for it. I don't know how well it's going to do. The mint, again, purpling away. You can make out it's going purpler day by day. But it's gotten pretty long, gone all the way down here. So that's a fun thing to see. Otherwise, not really putting on any large leaf mass. The oregano doing just fine, getting bigger and larger every day. The peas have had a bit of a spurt as well. Yeah, they're getting higher. The inside bits are dying, and the plant is now sending its energy up into the stems. The basil, the sweet basil there, doing happily, doing fine. One bit of it has gotten nice and tall, really pushing out now. They are the Thai basil flowering out quite nicely. Yeah, getting bigger, but it's also purpling a little bit, and some of these flowers are yellowing, so that's not hardly positive. The cucumbers have gotten a little bigger. They've gotten, one of them have gotten trained onto this vine, and it is right here setting a cucumber here and another cucumber there. None over here, none on this plant, none on this one. Yeah, but yeah, quite a few bugs now. Not so many bugs on the new tomatoes now, but lots of bugs on these cucumbers. The tomatoes here just live such a heavy pruning they've been given, and they live right in the middle of these corn leaves, so they're not so happy. I think I'm going to pull one of the corn leaves, the corn stalks out right now, the one I picked the ear off. There's the red cabbage doing fine, the mystery seedling still alive, but not really going anywhere. The old cabbage, this is the old cucumber plant that just came up from seed. It's also not going anywhere, stopped right up over there. It's also got some bugs on it I can make out from here. Okay, so this ear on the corn is coming along. It started putting out its hairs now. This is the smallest piece of corn, but still has yet to put out any flowers at the top. Stopped really being capped by that corn leaf. This one seems to be coming along nicely. Seems to be just fine. Of course, the other one also came up just like that, and this is the third one where I've just pulled this stalk out, and now since I really can't feel any other thickness anywhere on this, where it might be setting out a new. Okay, so I have bugs on this now as well, but I have, see, just a few bugs on this as well, but I have some cobwebs on this, so I think they'll be all right. Now, this is the ear of corn that I just pulled out from over there. I just was impatient and I pulled it out. I'm going to see if I can give you a look at the inside of it. Let's get a hold on it. I did mention I put in some iron sulfate in here as well, because yeah, I thought they may be a little nutrient starved. So that's the plants. Not easy opening this up with just one hand, but okay, here we go. There's just baby leaves. Oh, there are some fully developed kernels down here as well. But I'll strip this by hand and show you guys at the end of the video so that I can show you easily. Anyways, that's all the plants, and here are the fish. Just been given an extra large feed today, and they were still hungry at the end of it, but I thought that's about enough. Shouldn't overfeed them excessively. Still hungry they are. Everything going just fine. Yeah, water temperatures are like 25 right now. I think they still go up to 28 or 30 degrees in the afternoon, go down to maybe 21, 22 at night. Tank's nice and clear still. The flow is quite high now. I've adjusted the flow till it's higher, and I think that's helping the tank stay nice and clean. Also helping the siphon trigger better and stop better apparently, so that's good for everything involved. And here we are with the sump tank, looking just fine. Yeah, cichlids also doing quite well, though they're quite frightened, the cichlids are. Now that filter pump down there, that's just seeding, just sitting there in the PVC pipe. That's something that I think is going to come in very useful, because I've had that that bathtub I have moved up to the roof. So I'll show that to you in just a minute. Yeah, that's about what's been happening with the aquaponics. It's got about a teaspoonful of the iron sulfate just a little bit ago. That hasn't affected the water color, but let's see how it affects the plant growth in the next couple of days. Here's the old dirt sponge gourd plant. I'm just allowing the sponges to stay there. Apparently the gardener says they're going to become really good sponges once they get completely ripe and fall off, so that's going to be good. The cucumbers doing quite well here, climbing up and setting a number of them. See, this one has even actually gotten quite large. It's about as long as my two-thirds as long as my index finger. The inside bits of it, these also have quite a few of the pests on them, and since it's upwind from my system, it may be throwing the pests into it. Maybe I should look into doing something about that, do that just a little bit. The rest of the garden, the ornamentals, looking just fine, doing quite happily, all of them. Yeah. This is the Thai basil in the ground. This is the money plant that used to be in the aquaponics. The flowers are quite happy. It's not really been cold. So winter started, into December, but it's not really cold at all. Here's the couple of corns that were in here. This one, yeah, it's not quite done yet. Neither is this one. They're doing okay. Here's the rest of the plants. The baby radishes are doing really well. These are all, each one of these is like a little radish, and we picked out a number of them before. I think we might have to transplant a lot of these, because they might not be able to grow in such a small one, but I don't know. The little tomatoes here doing okay. These have really been pest ridden and growing slowly. They had those leaf miners attached to them. The corn, just a couple of ears left now in the dirt corn, 1, 2, 3 of them, and a fourth one over there, but all the others have been picked clean over the past couple of days. There's one really nice big fat piece of dirt corn lying downstairs on the table. There's some more tomatoes there. The red radishes in the ground coming out nice. Oh, there's a tomato plant in the middle of them. Strange, I wonder how that got there. Here are the other tomato plants. These are the small ones. There's peas up there. Here's more tomatoes. Here's the big tomato plants. Here there's 3 planters, and they're just chock full of big, strong tomato plants. Look at that one. It's a big one now, yeah. They got some bugs on them as well, but I think the plants are big enough that they can handle them. But maybe in a couple of days I'll give them a bit of a prune. Here's the peas in the dirt. They're going on just fine. And yeah, that's about how all the plants are doing. Murray wanted to see whereabouts I live, so I'll just do a bit of a roam around of the roof. This is my neighbors and all. This is a pretty dense residential area. This 5-6 years ago, this whole community that I live in used to be just flat ground, and all these houses have come up since then. That's where the main central road of the community is, and to the left in that direction you get to like where the main gate is. That's my dad down there answering the gates. I don't know whose car that is. That's my little red car. It's my room's balcony. There's some little plants down there as well. Yeah, there's actually a lot of plants down there that my mum keeps. That's the rest of the road down to the end. There over the wall there's some school there. I think a really big school. I think that's what it hits. And just down past these a couple of lanes is where the train passes. So yeah, that's a little bit about where I live. I hope this gives you a bit of an idea. So thanks for watching, you guys, and if you all have any input about my pest problems, as always, please just leave a comment here or send me a message. Thanks for watching, you guys. Goodbye.